Looks like we are diamond too. Oh baby. Is this
This is
Turkey?
Turkish server. Yep.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. So, tell me about your gameplay. What do you think you're good at? What do you think you're not so good at? And how come we have a week in between games?
So I had finals, so I had a 1 week break, so I didn't play for 1 week. I had exams. So I think I'm good at my game knowledge is good. I think
Okay.
compared to my elo, I think I have a good game knowledge, but I don't think my mechanics don't match my game knowledge. I think.
Interesting.
Actually, I was Master 100 LP like 3 or 4 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then 8.4 patch came. It's like a patch that Tristana got nerfed, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I shifted from Tristana Ezreal to Zaya Caitlyn, which I'm terrible at. I'm terrible at Zaya and both Caitlyn. I can play these champions. Actually, you can see I have 40% win rate.
Dude, I was about to say both are highly mechanical champions. So
Yeah,
it's
I
crazy.
tried to test them on solo queue, it didn't work out. I dropped to
Interesting.
T2. I don't know what to do in this scenario. I was Master 100 LP, then lost a lot of games with Ezreal and Tristana. Go back to Master 0 LP, and I thought I should change my champions because meta shifted and Zaya and Caitlyn were really good compared to Ezreal and Tristana, I think. So I thought I should change my blind picks to Zaya and Caitlyn, but I wasn't good at this champion, so I dropped. I knew I was going to drop, but
But feels bad, right?
yeah.
I know what you mean. I know
Actually
what you
feel
mean.
too bad. I only care about my gameplay. Don't care about
Good,
the
good,
elo.
good, good.
I wanna improve my gameplay only.
Well, definitely the first thing to say is that it's good that you've been masters before because you know that you've done it before and that you can do it again, right? There won't be any kind of like mental block. I've never been past Diamond 5 or whatever people usually have. So now it's about how do we get back to that spot, or maybe how do we kind of fine tune these champions that are different from Ezreal and Tristana that you keep playing, right? Because sometimes meta shift will actually hurt some players more than others, right? So it's definitely something to take a look at. Now, there are a few things running through my head where I'm thinking there's probably going to be kind of two things going on today, which is one, we're taking a look at how you play these champions specifically, and the other is just taking a look at your overall gameplay as a whole, right? And probably with a focus on mechanics, like you said, right? So which of these do you think would best represent what we were talking about? Like these Caitlyn games, maybe?
Caitlyn games, but yeah, Caitlyn trash game is I think good to start. It was a hard game.
This one?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
All of the games are actually losses. I think that will be better that I would record my losses because whenever I win with, like, for example, Tristana and Ezreal, it will be always like 10 or 10. Me snowballing the game, but I'm not even playing good. I'm just good positioning and snowballing the lead I get from early game. I'm good at this, but I'm not doing anything special. So what I was even gonna say, I forgot. I think my main problem is laning phase 2.
Okay.
Rather than the fighting.
Okay. There's a few things to talk about first. Now, okay, we're getting at the rank where we need to start delving into more specific ideas that you may not have heard or you may not think is important, right? So this is one of these ideas where I didn't actually know this until I shot Last Shadow a question, or LS as he likes to be called, and I was challenged at the time. I'm like, why am I not good at this game? Because all these other AD carries are doing much better than me. The first thing he said was, where are you clicking? Right. He sent me a video of Death playing on stream, and then he said, compare your clicking to his. So when you see us trying to hit them, what comes to mind when we're hitting them?
They don't have a target, and I'm trying to hit them. I think that's the problem. Or should I push the lane? I don't know.
The idea is, if you can get a free hit, that's very good, right? So how long are you trying to get this free hit for?
I actually don't know. What I'm doing here is actually copying the Caitlyn's that screw me in the lane. I'm just trying to copy what they do because whenever I play against Caitlyn, I feel like they zone me out of all the minions. Like I can't do anything, and I don't even know how to play Caitlyn. Just I'm thinking here is I have a range advantage, so I can get free hits. So why not?
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know what my priority is.
This is good. Free hits is gonna be good, right? So I think this is a good. This is what you should be doing, right? If there's no pressure on you and you can do this for free, you do it, right? Okay. So the reason why I bring this up is because you can get punished if you chase too long, right? Like when you click on Lulu, you are the idea is we're gonna hit her now or not at all, right? Does that make sense?
Because he's in the trash.
Right. But see how long we're chasing for? The idea is you do it later, right? We'll get to the point where this is like still chasing too long, but right here, you hit her and then you run immediately. That's what we want to see, right? Because the other, what you did earlier was kind of not necessarily a mistake, but it can build into a habit that we may not necessarily want, right? This leads into the late game team fights where we're trying to hit someone, we chase for half a second, we get hit by a skill shot. Right, or in laning phase, you can get caught by thresh flay, right? That's a very common one. You're trying to hit someone, you walk up to the thresh a little bit too far and he flays, right? That would be the most common one, the common punishable mistake here. This could be really any kind of skill shot. It makes it really easy for them to hit it, right? So keep in mind that if you want to work on mechanics, this is kind of the direction we're going in, where we're looking at mouse clicks, and when you click on him, you're immediately clicking back because either the auto attack is going through or you don't want to chase. Right? So that's kind of in terms of mechanics, that's what it seems so far. But overall, yeah, it's very good. Look at this. They already have health, so this lane is like over already in terms of the first few minutes. So that's very good. So what's going through your head when you see this matchup?
So we have catch and they have trade, but I think because we out-traded them pretty hard in level 1, we can constantly push them in and hit the tower.
Sounds good. Not much they can do unless they have a very strong ganking jungler and they somehow find a really good trade on you. Okay, this is really awkward.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
Okay, what happened here? Let's see.
Let me see.
Interesting.
I actually don't know what I'm doing.
So, referring to your mouse clicks, what are you trying to do here?
I think hitting Lulu, but I don't know.
It's like not sure, right? So this is if you want to work on mechanics, okay? This is what you do. If you ever watch the highest, rated players in Korea, NA, whatever, EU, they always have a lot of mouse clicks.
Yeah.
Right. So they can always control what their character is doing at any given time. So if you hit this tower, you should be clicking right behind you immediately after, right? You should be always in control of your character, because when Lulu walks forward, you're like, you couldn't respond in time, right? You would know that you want to put a trap down, auto attack her, and back away, but I feel like our physical mouse movements aren't there yet, right? Like by the time we're clicking back, she's already hit us, right? So the idea is.
So I'm not repositioned fast enough? Is that right?
Right. In terms of how you want to be clicking, you always want to be clicking close to your character, and after you like attack something, your default is to back like this small inch, this spot, right? You always hit in your back, right? If you ever watch Double Lift, this is what he does on towers. Doesn't even matter if anyone's coming for him. He's always practicing this, right? Because it's purely habit, right? It can only be a good habit. You know what I'm saying? Is auto attack go back, and then maybe if you guys are super winning, you auto attack go forward, right? But the reason why we get hit here is because she just walks up, and then we were in the middle of doing something. You know what I mean? We were in the middle of like putting a trap down or hitting a minion or something, and she just walked up in that time. So that's like something we might want to take a look at if we want to talk about mechanics, right? Overall, the idea is basically perfect. Right, you just told me, oh yeah, we're gonna look for free hits. We're gonna push them in. They have no HP. We're gonna hit the tower. Everything is good. So what's wrong? The execution, right? Which is the mechanics part, right? So everything looks good, but then we kind of took some free damage from Lulu somehow. So that's kind of awkward, right? See, like we're going for hits here, right? But at no time, look how far away our mouse is from your character's body, right? If they turn around, we can't do anything in time. The only thing you can do is net, because your mouse is so far forward, right? So that's the idea. Is when you click on them, you should be in range already, right? Yeah. So you're gonna walk up. The way you walk up is not like this, right? But rather you're gonna click close to your character, right? Because if you do this in any kind of fight, then when they throw a skill shot at you, you're usually not ready to respond in time. Right, they throw a skill shot at you. How do you sidestep? You have to bring your mouse all the way back up, right? So the idea is when you're walking anywhere, click very close to your champion, right? So even going in this bush, you want to click very close to your champion, right? And you always want to go back and forth like this, or back and forth like this. If you ever watch Deft, Ruler, Bang, whatever, they all do the same thing. Bang is a little more relaxed when nothing's going on, but he still does the same thing, right? Which is clicking very close to your character, like in these areas, right? Back and forth or diagonals, it doesn't matter. It's anywhere close to your character, so you can easily respond to what they're gonna do, right? Because if Lulu turned around, I feel like we'd be in trouble, right? In terms of how to react. So like right here, you can do it. It's obviously clear you can do it, but now we have to make sure it's a conscious habit, right? Like clicking very close to your character, always. When you're trying to walk up to hit them, you don't click on them yet. You click on them when you're in range, right? That's the idea. So, oh, what's going on here? And then looking for a hook. This is good. Oh no, he missed. He took a little, stepped back a little bit, so he's not going to get enough range, right? So that's kind of awkward. Nice try. Oh, they're coming back in because he has no. Oh, okay. What are we doing? What are we doing that's not theoretically right here?
Thresh's hook is on cooldown and Flay is on cooldown, and I'm actually 2v1ing. Here. Right,
so we know, yeah, we know this is Dunzo, right? There's no way this can go well, right? So we even hit them both with Q, but we're still gonna lose this, right? It's still not looking too good. Oh my!
He doesn't.
Oh yeah. Okay, you guys died. That's what I thought. I was like, there's no way this is gonna go well, right? So a few things to talk about here. Okay, so let's back it up. There's two concepts we talk about here, right? One, you already know. And this is just a dumb mistake, but I think that I'm not sure if this happens often, but this is just one of those red flags where it's like, your team has no abilities, don't fight.
Actually, right. This is commonly happens when I'm a playing champ that I'm not comfortable at.
Okay.
I tunnel vision too hard on landing my skills because my traps are actually terrible. I can't even trap a Morgana binding. So now I'm playing with Thresh. It's extra hard to trap Thresh hooks. Like I can't hook, and I focus too hard on my skills, so I don't even see Luna here. Whenever like I play a champion that I'm comfortable at, like Ezreal, I always check the map 90% of the time. But this game, I didn't even look map once, I think, because I'm only focusing harassing them. Like
Interesting. Right. So, okay. So the way I think about this is that you have a certain amount of concentration, right? You can't keep track of everything at all times. Otherwise, you'd be like Faker, right? We can only keep track of a certain amount of things, right? So if you devote some of most of your time to trying to eke out advantages by poking with your long range, right? Then maybe we might be missing something like, oh, our support's using their abilities, or we're getting ganked, right? So the idea is that we need to prioritize what we want to concentrate on. Right. So I would say the highest priority would be making sure we're safe.
Yeah.
Right. And then the second priority would be getting all our minions. And then third priority would be, matchup fighting and stuff like that. Right. So if you're worried about, we need to make sure Caitlyn, the reason why we're picking Caitlyn is, so we can win lane, then you might fall into one of the traps where, we die to gank, so you lose no matter what, right? Or we try and fight without support's abilities, so we lose no matter what, right? So this is I think this is third priority, personally, when we're trying to push our own agenda in terms of what champion we're playing, right? Because let's say we do this, but we miss all the CS. It's in vain, right? Because we have no CS. Right. Or we do this, we get ganked. Still in vain because we lose lane. We got ganked. And then that's even worse because the enemy jungle wins. So he's going to do that to he's going to go gank your other lanes, right? The common example is anything like, remember the Olaf and Hecarim days? you know, I would have a 0% win rate against those champs because they would always come to my lane first, kill me, and then kill the rest of my team, right? So I would always lose against that. And I never figured it out until I noticed that every game against Olaf, I would die first. I was like, why is my team dying to Olaf? And I was like, wait, I gave him a kill, right? We gave him 2 kills, right? That's the idea. So this is, I would say, if I were you, I'll consider this third priority in terms of trying to make sure you get as much poke off as possible, right? But the ideas here that we're seeing are, you know, we're just fighting without abilities, right? This is like, you know, let's say, I saw this, you know, you see this every day, but let's say Braum misses Q. Right, and then he jumps in. What's wrong with that picture?
Yes, his main ability is on cooldown.
Yeah, exactly. Right, it's the same thing. Like if you pretend we're like a team, right? Someone misses their ability, the other guy goes in. What was going on, right? You can't do that. So this is the idea that, you know, your team can't help you, right? Let's say Jenna uses shield on you, and then you fight. The instant the shield disappears, right? Same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just, you know, different abilities. So that's one thing you want to take a look at is don't 1v2. Or when your team's abilities are down, you stop fighting. Right? Like let's say Fizz misses ulti, team still goes in, that's a problem, right? You guys are gonna lose. The second idea here is when it comes to ganks, how do you know you're safe here? How do you know that if Nunu comes out, you guys are alive? Or let's back it up more. Here. How do you know that if Nunu comes out, you guys are okay?
Actually, we are not. We don't know.
Well, I would say you guys are okay. Right. Let's speed up a bit. So we got level 3 we got level 3 Thresh, right? So let's say Nunu's right here. You guys win the gank. You guys get away, right? Yeah. How do you know?
We got flash and high HP.
Yes, agreed. Are we still good?
Yes, very good.
Agreed, still good. How about now?
Not good.
It's not looking good, but yeah, I think Thresh is gonna die. Right. He has no HP, right? You can heal him. It probably is not gonna matter, right? So how did this happen? What's the idea here? When you're pushing, how come all of a sudden we went from dying to a gank? I mean, not getting away from a gank to dying to a gank.
We wasted all our abilities and Thresh is low HP.
Right. We traded. Right. They lost HP. We lost HP. But who's it better for? It's them. It's good for them, right? Not just because of matchup, even though that is a problem, right? But because your jungler's topside. So you don't want to trade, right? The idea is that, let's say they're pushing you in, and your jungler's top, and then their jungler's bot, and then they trade with you under tower, and then their jungler dives. We lose, right? It's the same thing, right? You're pushing, and then they trade with you, the jungler comes out, you guys die, right? You don't want to trade when your jungler's on the other side of the map. Right, but let's say you saw like whoever, what is it, Nunu, right? Let's say Nunu's ganking top and Zin's behind them. Then you want to trade as much as possible, right? Then you do something like this because then you can dive, right? Does that make sense? But the idea is that we're trading without reason, right? Like this is just 1v2, but before we're still continuing this, and we know this is not looking good because now if the jungler comes out, we die.
Yeah.
Right, there's no way. So he comes out, Thresh is gonna die, you're gonna get away, but giving a kill is not good, especially against something like Tristana, right? Oh, okay. I thought they were gonna give it to Tristana, but she has no HP, so that's interesting. Yeah, and then the wave is like now we're losing game, right? So this is the reason why we have to prioritize staying safe and then CS first, because look how much poke you did. It was so good, right? But since we focused on it too much, everything was kind of for naught. It didn't do anything in the end because we made one mistake from a higher priority, right? So the idea is don't worry about trying to force a win on Caitlyn. Right? That's like how you lose. It's actually like kind of like kind of doesn't make sense. Like counterintuitive, right? Is if you try too hard to win because you say you're playing something like Caitlyn, you're going to end up falling for like some kind of basic trap, right? Most of the time you're gonna be perfect farm Caitlyn, and you don't care if they're ahead or not because you have perfect farm, so you'll be happy with that. You just be happy in solo queue with getting perfect farm, right? That's how I think of it, right? Because then you can carry later. It's not like Caitlyn's gonna get super outscaled, right? Even though Tristana is gonna be much easier to play late game, she steps on a trap or eats in the net and then you kill her instantly, right? So you're still fine for sure, right? If you come out of lane, even and high farm. But I don't think we have either of those looking at the score, right? So that's the first idea, is that you want to reorder your priorities. Is don't worry about hitting them so much, because you're gonna end up falling into that trap, right? In terms of focusing on your abilities, right? I think it'll be really obvious if you can get good value on your net and your Q. So don't worry about that either, right? It will be really obvious, I promise. And then in terms of the mechanic stuff, I would say work on what we talked about, but that's just the first thing I noticed about mechanics, right? I think so far it looks, I don't really see anything else yet, right? You say your mechanics aren't like on par with your game knowledge, but it looks, not bad, right? Okay, this is definitely winning. You can kill this guy. Oh no! Okay, what happened here? Okay, what happened here? Let's back it up.
I tunnel vision too hard on Tristana. I should hit the Lula.
Okay, how do you get this Tristana?
No way.
Right here.
No way.
Well,
E backwards, Q basic. I don't know.
Right. This is a auto attack, net backwards, Q.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that's her flash at the very least, right? So, sure, you can say this is an idea, this is a problem of mechanics, but this is just a basic pattern. A basic fighting pattern that all Caitlyn players should know, right? Is if you're chasing someone and you're absolutely winning, even if you net forward, you net forward. Right, you auto attack, you net forward, and then you Q because you're in her face. But the reason why I said oh no is because why?
Like I hit Lulu once. I should have hit Tristana and net backwards. It was
right. We only used Q, right? And we know that if you hit her with Q, she's not gonna die. She's gonna get away, right? So that's how I know that you're not gonna get this, is because you kind of need to Q last, right? Because how do you get an auto attack? She's just running away, right? It's okay if you hit her, right? You can hit her net forward, auto attack Q, and you're still good, right? But the idea is basic, Caitlyn fighting patterns, right? This is one of the ones you don't really need to know, but other ones are like, net trap. You can do that, right? Right, net Q, right? Those are all basic patterns you need to know, right? This is just one of those. Sure, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but maybe.
Like I never net backwards on Caitlyn to get an extra attack. It doesn't even come to my mind. Here.
Interesting, right? So
real late. I don't play Caitlyn. Like I don't know. I don't know how to play this champion.
I know what you mean. Okay, so the way I figured it out was I watched other people play Caitlyn. Right, I'll watch literally everyone. Like I say, bang, ruler, doesn't matter, right? And I'll copy what they do. I was like, holy shit, he nets forward, why? And it's like, oh, he can't lose, and he got closer, right? So that's kind of how you can figure it out, is by watching other people. But okay, nice try on the thresh. But yeah, that's kind of how you can figure it out, right? Is through that idea. But look, if you miss a kill because you didn't net forward, I wouldn't worry about that too much, right? We have bigger priorities, right? Bigger fish to fry, right? Like not dying to gank early game or anything like that, right? Like here, are we safe from gank?
I think not, because I don't have flash.
Agreed. So this is what happens. Nunu comes out, Thresh throws you a lantern, Tristana ults you when you take the lantern. Right, and then we lose. That's a losing line of play, right? She has flash. She's definitely gonna get you, right? She can flash ult to you into her tower or anything like that, right? So I think this is losing line of play unless they can't do it for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, she can't find the ulti knockback, which probably they can't, but still don't want to risk that, right? And then maybe Thresh can hook Nunu, you guys get out or something like that. But it looks dangerous, and then we see Nunu, so we're fine, right? But keep that in mind, right? Let's say that the only way you die is if she ults you out of the lantern, then you would stay out of her jump ulti behind you range. You know what I'm saying? That's how you play around it, right? But you have to be aware of it. But honestly, we need to take a look. let's watch some more before I say anything else. Okay, Nunu comes, so we play safe. That's nice, very good. Are they starting dragon? Yo, you can fight them here. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, Zin is never mind. Zin is somewhere else. Oh yeah, Nunu's tanking, so it's probably really hard. So okay, fair. Probably can't stop that. I think that's fine. Not easily stoppable. So doesn't seem clear to me that you guys can do it. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, trading mistake. Right, not your fault though. You guys are losing out on this one, right? We already know because of matchup, right? It's just you said it earlier, so that's how we know that he made a mistake. Is he tried to trade against the trade lane? It doesn't make sense, right? So that's not good. And then you guys have no HP, so I don't think you guys want to fight. They can just one shot Thresh now, so that's kind of awkward. I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on getting the poke down. So it's good that you know that's what Caitlyn can do, right? It's something that Caitlyn can do because of her huge range. But oh no, can we get out? Oh, okay, we're out. Very nice, very nice.
Trash get easier.
Very nice, very nice. Holy shit! Oh, you're gonna get these guys too. She has no jump. Oh my, that was a sick ulti. Oh, sick trap too. Look, these honestly, your mechanics are really not a problem. Unless the only thing you want to talk about is these mouse movements. Right, and I think you don't even need to work on that yet, right? There's the only time it's really impacted anything was at the tower when Lulu hit you. Right.
But I think actually I tried too hard to get extra autos.
Yes, I agree. It's like that's your primary focus, but that should be your like last priority, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think you should switch your priorities around, right? Because what's our CS at 14 minutes? What's going on?
Yeah, it's really low because I missed a lot of sets because I tried to get extra auto attacks.
Exactly. If you have a choice between minion and hitting them one auto attack, you take the minion. It's different if you can hit them with an ability. Right. If you can do an ability and auto attack, that's better than a minion, right? Because now you.
Is it always though? Like for a range minion, for example, I have a headshot and a range minion is hitting, dying, and I can hit headshot to Tristana, for example.
Right.
Is it better to get minion or?
I'll take the minion unless you can throw an extra Q in, right? Unless you can get the extra Q in or some other extra damage. It's not worth losing a minion every time to hit them, right? But most of the time you don't have to choose because it takes a long time for a minion to die, so you can hit them and get the minion. But if I had to choose, I would take the minion first, right? Because look, yeah, this is what's gonna happen most of the time in solo queue. Remember how you guys died to Nunu gank?
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen. So maybe in a more competitive play, hitting them is gonna be a lot better, right? But the more lower rank you go, the less hitting them matters. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of not true, but it also kind of is at the same time, right? Because something more disaster will happen. Right, your jungler is gonna gank them anyways. They're all gonna die, or you guys are gonna get ganked, or something stupid like that. Right, some kind of disaster is gonna happen before that becomes important. Right, before you can poke them enough, before you guys can like dive them or push them away on their tower. Right, like we saw earlier. Yeah, you guys are in control of the lane, but then we died a gank. Right, that's in my experience what's gonna happen in solo queue. Right, so I think you guys are trying to do something here. But I don't know how you can oh, this is Dunzo, right? I don't know. I saw earlier, but you know, looking at it now, it looks really dangerous, right? Because why do I say it's really dangerous?
We don't see their jungler.
Right, so okay, let's pretend, you know, Lulu and Nunu were bot side or something. What is your goal here?
Push out the lane and hit it, or stay safe on. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Right. We don't know. Because it looks like his goal is we're gonna kill this Nasus.
Yeah.
Right, that's what his goal is.
To back here, but yeah,
but there's no, how do you kill him? He just walks away. How do you kill him? So the goal would be instead, let's get damage on him. Right, that would be the goal. So you have to know what you want. Right, if he thinks you're gonna kill him, he's gonna do everything in his power to kill him. But if he knew we just wanted to do damage, I don't think he would have, you know, run into him. You know what I'm saying? And then he just dies. You know, honestly, he didn't even need a team. He was gonna kill Thresh without his team, right? But then they also had 2 missing people, so we're gonna get punished too, right? That's what I'm saying is that these free hits aren't gonna matter at this rank because this shit is just gonna happen, right? 9 times out of 10, that's what's gonna happen. So the idea that we're looking at isn't, you know, I think it isn't so far mechanics, right? It's the idea of what you're trying to prioritize, right? Because you're getting these hits off when you're most of the time you're getting these hits off, right? Especially on lane, and it's not like we missed any important abilities, even though sure we missed a kill or whatever. I don't think that matters at all. It's that we are, you know, giving up parts of the game to a gank, right? Yeah. This is the second time, right? It's just we're giving up. You know, it's kind of warping it changes the way the game is played if you guys give up kills here, right? So I think that's the issue right now, is that this is like disaster, right? So you need to prioritize differently, right? Where you say your first goal is we're gonna make sure we don't die to gank, and then the second goal is we're gonna get all the CS we need, because even though sure we got all that poke off in lane, we have no money, right? We have zero money, right? So it's kind of a trap, right? Oftentimes you'll see that you'll do something like that, but if they're a better player, they'll have like 130 farm, 140 farm, and then we're in trouble, right? Because even though we had, you know, HP advantage over them temporarily in lane, we're getting outscaled already, and or they're getting their items faster than we are somehow, right? Because we're not focusing on the money aspect, right? So we can also talk about a different kind of theory here, right? So let's say we don't want to fight Nasus, right? Yeah. Because he's gonna wither us and we can't do anything, right? So what lane do we want?
Bottom or mid.
Agreed. I would rather go mid, because, you know, especially since you have a LeBlanc, yeah, right? She wants to be side lane always. So that might be something to consider too. But now I think since we're stuck here, we just have to do the best of what we can. We're done. If you net like that, we're done, right? So what's the correct response here?
Trap.
Yes.
Walking, man.
Right. So you're right in the terms of we need more experience on Caitlyn, and it's kind of changing how we're supposed to play, right? So the way to fix that is you watch replays of other people playing Caitlyn, right? So let's say Caitlyn replay. And it's like, put in Challenger, put in Korea, whatever. Oh, boom, perfect. Even though it's a year ago, it's still kind of relevant, right? Okay, here's a better one. 1 month ago, right? Something you take a look at would be something like this. And you copy him, right? The reason why we know this doesn't work is because I've done it myself, right? You net at him, what happens? You can't run, right? So you need a trap, and then he withers you, and then you can net, right? So that's kind of how it's supposed to work. But not knowing that is going to get you screwed. Right. Maybe Thresh can get here in time. Oh, okay. No, you're gonna die. Oh no. Wait a minute. You can still kind of get out here if you do the harder trap, which is trap here and run this way. But I think you die. Yeah, I think we die here. So this is just like inexperience on Caitlyn, sure. In terms of mechanics, the idea is you always trap. Okay, always trap. When you need a kite, you have to trap. Right. Otherwise, your chances of getting away / winning are almost zero. Right? You got to trap at some point, right? And then you don't care about landing Q, right? You just need a trap and you need a net, right? So that's the idea. Is that we need more experience on this champion, right? This is more about kind of sure. This is about how to play Caitlyn, but I think this is also a lot to do with how do we make sure how do we make our priorities, or how do we what are we doing about our priorities, right? So it's like we don't know where Nunu is. So remember how I was like, how do you get away from Nunu? You say take Lantern or Thresh can flash or whatever, right? So that's our plan. That's our escape plan. Up here, it looks like we don't have an escape plan.
Yeah.
Right. You're just like, I need to push this. That's all we're thinking, right? You always need an escape plan for anyone who shows up, right? That's the idea. Is that when they show up, this is my response, right? If you ever play chess, right, and you say, if he takes my pawn, I'm gonna do this, right? It's the same idea. It's just happens a lot faster because it's not turn-based, right? So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Because what are the only times you've died? Do you remember?
Yeah, when I don't have flash and overstate.
Yeah, when they're ganking you, it's just every time. That's the only time we die, is that when they're ganking you, right? So definitely the the part of our gameplay we need to fix before anything else, because none of the other stuff will matter if we still die to that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it looks like your team has found something good. Oh my god, this Zin is just hiding right here. But I think, you know, Nasus is a little bit too far ahead now for you guys to be able to do too much, right? I don't know. Oh, maybe you can just kill everyone but Nasus. Holy shit. We're killing everyone but Nasus. Oh wait, we net forward here. Okay, I wouldn't worry about the other fight, but yeah, okay, this is just, you know, Nasus is super far ahead, so even though your whole team is here, it's just like, oh, those are very good traps. Those are very good traps. Oh, okay, this is a mechanics thing we can talk about, right? Is don't use it unless it's good usage, right? So what's good usage of EQ combo?
When you hit it or he's running to me.
Okay, so if you hit it here, is that good?
It might be good because he's chasing LeBlanc, I think. Or...
I would say it would be like a 4 out of 10, right? Remember that you'll also recognize this when you watch more Caitlyn games, but when you combo, you have nothing left in the tank. Right, so you can only auto attack after that, right? Maybe you can get a trap down, but without your net, you're not gonna reliably get your trap down, right? So when do you combo? When they can't get away, and you're gonna kill them. Right, so you would wait until the last second to combo, and then that's when you kill them, right? That's how we know we don't want to use this. And then the second reason we know is because I don't know how you can hit him, right, reliably. So then, oh, okay, LeBlanc just dies. Oh, you saw why? Oh, okay. You guys kill him. Very nice trap. Wow, this is looking good. Oh, kill this guy. What is he doing? What the hell? Oh, this is a trap. You can get away. Oh, what? Never mind. You can't get away. I lied. Okay, so this is just yeah, this is just like random fighting. I think this is fine. Sure, we missed whatever, but then at a certain point you need to leave, right? So when do you leave? You leave when you can't help, right? So you can help this guy. Oh, this guy, can you kill him? Not sure, maybe. And then this guy shows up, and then we just like, oh, this is kind of awkward, right? And the thing that'll, you know, kind of fix this is, sure, we should have known to leave earlier, but the first mistake was kind of this.
Yeah. Right.
So whenever you're playing any champion, just hold on to your abilities, okay? Until you know it's good value, okay? You have to know it's good value. And how do you know it's good value? You try and calculate it / you've seen other people do it. Right, and landing it will always be better than missing it, right? Just never miss, essentially. But yeah, the big idea I think we're taking a look at is the whole when they're ganking you, you need to have an escape plan. I think is the reason why we're losing this game, right? Is that reason? Sure, we push out bot and then go mid to see if we can do anything. I don't think we can, right? But this game is done, essentially, because what happened? We went bot. We laned, gave Nunu a kill. I don't think he did anything with it. But then when we went top side, Nasus got 3 kills.
Yeah.
Because of what we did, right? So, sure, we can't 100% blame you because Thresh went for the crazy idea. But you should have known that it was not going to work. So you should have left him to die or something like that, right? That's the idea. Or you should backping him because you know it's not going to work. But now we're kind of stuck in a situation where I don't know if you guys can really do anything, right? Because of all the early mid-game stuff. So all you can do now is just try and farm and clear waves or something. I don't know. What's going on here? Oh, if she can kill someone, maybe that's how you guys get back in the game. Oh, okay. That's definitely how you guys get back in the game. Oh my god. You guys are going to prolong this game. Okay. Okay, now we have a different win condition. 6 item Caitlyn is how we can do it. Okay, sure, Thresh dies, but you guys start out the game, which is the idea. Okay, I don't know if this is good. Oh, you guys gotta kill him and then go base immediately or something. Someone's gotta go stop him. Oh, okay, well, maybe we have to give up the inhibitor and get Baron. Oh, we can't even get Baron because there's no tank. Okay, I think this is the best you can hope for, is killing everyone for your inhibitor. Alright, you get a bunch of money, but you're gonna lose inhibitor no matter what, which is, I think, is fair because you're gonna lose inhibitor no matter what, right? So this, honestly, I think this replay, we should watch something else because this is all about the you got ganked and then we lost control the whole game,
Yeah, I throw.
Right.
Basically.
Got game 3 times and we lost control the whole game. So the amount of value you're gonna get out of this replay is probably not as good as something else. What do you think? Now it's all about team fighting.
Like because things you said, I'm aware of them, like ability value, etc. I watch all your coaching sessions and like I learned a lot from you. Like I play ADC for I think 1 year or so. I never played ADC before. Yeah, I played, but I never made ADC before. And 1 year ago, I started watching your videos and I decided to main ADC.
Hot damn.
It wasn't like that. Like a team invited me to their team to play ADC, so I decided to main ADC. Like it was pretty random, but for example, if I was playing Ezreal or something I was comfortable with, I always do the escape plans, ability values. I'm actually aware of them, but here I got like this guy. I got no plan. I'm playing no brain here. I don't know what to do.
It's just because I know what you mean, right? When you play a champion you're not familiar with, you have to kind of get familiar with that champion, you know, so you can do the other stuff, right? But I think the whole idea with making these good habits with like ability value and escape plan and all that stuff is so that it's transferable to any champion, any role you play. Right. Yeah. So I think, you know, even if you pick something like Caitlyn, right, that we don't usually play, or Zaya, or we're trying to learn something new, maybe even Varus, don't worry about the mechanics stuff first, right? Just worry about the same stuff you've been doing, right? Just only worry about that, honestly, at first. And then the champion pick itself is for you to have different strengths, weaknesses, you know what I mean? So then you're like, oh, maybe you can look for Varus ulti now, you know, something that we don't have on Ezreal, right? Or our escape plan is different because we don't have a dash or something like that, right? But the real idea is that we need to be able to transfer those ideas to a different champion as well, right? So this is why I say don't focus on Caitlyn getting poke and stuff, right? Because that's the champion's strength. Right, we need to make sure we have everything in place before we can start working on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just I think you were so focused on doing that we just died to ganks. You know what I'm saying? So okay, Nasus dies. Wow, Nasus dies. What? Oh, their bot lane died already. What the hell? Wait, how did their bot lane die?
I don't even remember.
LeBlanc TP. Very nice. They didn't notice LeBlanc TP, and then she jumped in or something like that. So you guys got 2 kills. Wow. And then you kill Nasus because he tries to 1v5. Nice try. I think the trap is actually going to hit him, isn't it? Yeah, okay. You know about the trap thing, though, right? Yeah, just trap between them and the enemy fountain, and it's always going to hit them. You guys get buried. Wait, you guys can win now. Okay, maybe we should watch this because you can win. Okay, hold on.
I think Tristan has 3 sports. I actually.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? How do we know this is not good? Or how do we know it's super risky?
We don't see anyone, and we are only 3 people.
Right. So if they had immediately fought, you would lose. No LeBlanc. Yeah. And we know LeBlanc is no TP, so you need to thresh Lantern out, right? That should be the plan. But I think you guys are just trying to hit this tower like nilly-willy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, it is doable, but in solo queue, I would recommend not doing it, right? Oh, Nasus base. Oh my god, Nasus base. Oh, he still has TP though, so don't. Oh, he's dead. Goodbye, Jin. Maybe we can Lantern out. What's going on? I don't know what's going on anymore. But you can win this fight, right? So, just put a bunch of traps down, and we are good to go, right? Oh, we have no traps. Okay. Sure. Oh, we put them all over here. Wait, what's going on? Why do we put them all over here?
Like, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, so okay, Caitlyn specific stuff. Okay, we need to talk about this, right? We already talked about how for your EQ combo, you use it when they're donezo, right? When you hit them, they're done. Right, that's when you use EQ combo, right? The next thing to talk about for Caitlyn is traps, right? Where do you put traps for solo queue?
Like zone, or most common is CC target.
Okay, CC combo I would say is very good. Do we have any CC combo here?
like trash play hook?
I'll say hook is a maybe, but it's not easy to do that, right? When I think about CC combo, I think of something like Taric, right? It's very, very clear, very easy. Something like Zyra Root or anything like that. Anything with a stun, right? No one on your team can really do that, right? Knockup is really hard to combo with, right? Really a stun, I'm not even sure how that works, but usually they're probably going to be too far away or something like that. I don't know. But for traps, if let's say you don't have any obvious targets, no obvious combos, so you save 2, I would say save 2, and then you put the other 3 in spots where they need to walk, right? See this spot?
Yeah.
That's a good spot, right? Or here, this is a good spot. Here is a good spot, right? Anything like these corners, right? Anything that's along where the computer is gonna make them walk, right? They will actually step on it. I promise you. Even pro players will step on it because the computer is making them walk on that path, right? So this is a great spot, right? So if we watch this fight break out, I'll say you can put one here. You can put one here, right? Since they're running away, you put one here, right? And you can put one here. Right, and then you can put one here, right? Anywhere where they're trying to walk is great. Like this one, where Nuna's trying to do some crazy shit, right? Or where Nasus is walking up, right? But yeah, I think this never do in solo queue, I would say. Right, you can see this in LCS. You see this in LCS, yeah. You don't want them to walk past this line. It's not gonna matter for solo queue, right? Okay. I think personally, I have never used this before in my life, right? The only time I would ever use something like this is like up here. Right, when we're directly sieging or like on their tower or something like that, but not having traps is like really hard to fight with, right? Because they're never gonna walk past this point, right? Since you guys have Barons, so right. Okay, what's going on here? Hold on, let's watch this. So this is some late game rotational stuff, sure. Okay, what's wrong with this rotation?
I don't know. I think we should go top because
okay, when do you go top?
Easiest turret to take, I think. Like
no, when do you do it? Say you wanna remember the idea is we need to push out, right, and then do something. So what's the something we're trying to do? Rotate top. When do we do it? After we push.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I don't get what's wrong here. Actually, I don't know.
We're just standing here, right? We wanted to go top, but we're watching them clear the minions, right? So this is why this is too late. You guys are too late.
It's too late, yeah.
Yeah. The minions are coming in, so you guys are gonna lose your mid tower, or you're not gonna be able to see anything mid, right? So this is too late, right? So Nasus is doing exactly what I said, right? He's just pushing mid, and then you guys are losing tower. You guys are losing tower now. Oh, okay, you found a kill somehow. Yeah, now we're in trouble. Now it's like no one knows what's going on anymore. But maybe we can still do something. Okay, maybe say he's pushing. So okay, we get out, sure. But yeah, things are kind of a mess. But yeah, that not something to worry about too much. But the idea is when you push out, you want to do something.
Yeah. Nice.
Right. So if you wanted to siege, you would walk up with a wave. What the hell? He is actually gonna get it. Oh my god. What's the counter to this?
Vulcan, I don't know.
He can ulti Thresh. Yeah, and Thresh loses flash. But how do we know Trist isn't gonna do that? He didn't expect it. So I think this is a very good play by Thresh. If he thought he could get the hook, but I think there are minions in the way. Right, so if there were no minions, he would have gotten it for sure, right? Because this is the thinking is that something like this has counterplay. So theoretically speaking, if you're playing against a robot, this never works, right? But if you're against a human, this is gonna work every time because they don't expect it. So let's say he can flash flay, and then Tristana's like, holy shit, I need an ulti. So when he throws an ulti, Thresh throws a hook, and then he's done, right? So I think it's a good idea. There's just too many minions in the way, right? Nice try. But you know, how do we lose this game? We're actually winning pretty hard now, I think.
I think Tristan is 3 items and.
Oh, he already did 1 million damage. Oh no. Oh no. What happened here?
I'm trying to hit traps.
It's like good idea to hit the trap, but then we used what? What ability do we use? That's really yes, net. Net is really important. So that's our problem. Is we do have issues with mechanics, right? Okay, Thresh kind of kills himself. You can't do anything about that. You trade for Nunu and then you die because you need a poke and you walked forward, right? So the idea that we're seeing here is, maybe mechanics are something we can look at, right? Remember, when you hit someone, you need it back, right? This is why this is actually, it turned into a problem, right? This habit is turning into a problem because never you click your cursor back, by the time she's already hitting you, right? So mechanics to practice on any champion is you auto attack and you walk back. Okay, let's see if we can find an example of ruler Twitch, right? We can see in the first, it doesn't matter what time we click at, right? Just go to videos and then we can click on this. Anytime we can take a look. Please show me something. Lane is probably easiest to take a look at, but they all have the same idea, right? Is you can try and click on them, but he's always clicking back, right? Let's fast forward to when they're actually interacting. Okay, here. So when they're fighting, notice his mouse movements, right? He's hitting, and you notice how the instant he clicked on them, he clicked back immediately, right? So his either he wasn't in range and he's running, or he's in range, he gets the auto attack and then he runs, right? So he's always click and then do something, right? He's always gonna click and then run back, right? But never is he click and just leave it like that. Right, that's the big idea that I think you can work on. Not necessarily something you have to work on because it only impacted the game twice, I think. But it is something you can take a look at, right? And if you need to go forward, you just run forward, right? Let's watch this. Let's watch it. This is spicy, I think. So yeah, this is the idea: is you're gonna auto attack and you run. See this minion? He's gonna auto attack and run. Let me put my cursor away. So he's gonna go for it and he's gonna run, right? That's what I want you to work on if you want to work on mechanics, right? Mechanics that are applicable to everything, right? And if he knows he wins, he's clicking forward. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's the idea. You always oh shit. You always attack and then run, or you attack and go forward, okay? But 99% of the time you're gonna attack and run. That's the thing you need to look at. And then in terms of Caitlyn mechanics, you need to I think you need to take a look at some Caitlyn gameplay so you know when it is good to use your combos and your nets and your traps and stuff, because I agree that is something you could take a look at. But the bigger issue is getting ganked, right? Because on any champion, if we fall into that kind of trap, we're gonna lose, right? But in terms of the team fights, yes, I think the mechanics is something we could take a look at, especially the ability usage, right? So these traps are not bad, right? It prevents it from jumping forward. But our usage of net makes it so that we can't do anything.
Yeah, I use my net always randomly.
Right. If you had net, there's an opportunity, possibly, right? Yeah, you can auto attack, net, auto attack, flash, trap, anything like that. Net, flash, right? But without our net, we can't do anything, right? So that's the problem here, right? Is that we incorrect usage of abilities, I think. So yeah, should we take a look at the next Caitlyn game, or?
Actually, the other Caitlyn game is even worse, like mechanic wise.
Oh no!
And I actually wanted to talk about the key binding thing. I actually play on a really weird key binding. Like I use 1, 2, 3, 4 for skills, and WASD for cover movements, and my fingers are always on WAD, not on my skills. So I first move my cameras, then hit my skills. Like
wait, what?
I'm always late.
Wait, what?
Actually, you can see when I die, I always move my camera with my.
Oh my God, you're right.
Keyboard.
Wait, I've literally never seen this in my life. Okay.
Like,
is that something you want to change, or is that something you're gonna run with?
I actually I was playing like this for 5 years, or maybe more than 5 years, but I always was uncomfortable with my gameplay, like mechanics. Like I never can play Lee Sin. I have 500 games with Lee Sin, but I can't ward up because my trinket is on 7 and my
Oh
W is on
my
2. I can't actually ward up.
What the heck? Okay. I'm gonna load up my game. All right. So I think that you should change that. 100%. Right. But that's just me, because I think it's weird. But having your fingers on the keys is super important, right? Because if you're moving the camera and they start hitting you, how do you react? Like,
1 second. Yeah.
I have no idea, right? So, okay, we're gonna go into practice tour. I'm gonna show you my Keybindings. I'm also gonna show you exactly what we were talking about earlier too. But yeah, I would recommend. I mean, if you are used to it and you really don't want to change it, then I think
it will take time, like 1 month.
Right.
Then...
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say do like the normal QWER, right? Yeah. So that you're always ready to use these abilities, right? So the idea is that you can like, let's say you need to net. Remember how we're talking about the only way you die in this bot lane gank is if Tristana is going to ulti you out of lantern, right? Yeah. So you always need to be prepared to net. But if you need to move your camera, you're taking your hands off the net key, and then what if she does it then, right? Then you're stuck, right? Yeah. So the idea is, if you want to move your camera, I would say, use your mouse like that. You can still see my screen, right? Yeah. Use your mouse, and then you need to go back to your champion. You press spacebar. Yeah. Do you ever do that one?
Yeah, I use spacebar, but like first I started the game, camera movement came super weak because I was playing a MMORPG game for like 7 or 8 years. I was super used to.
I see.
Camera movement like was super weak when I started, so I decided to use WASD, but like it actually, I think, prevents me to get better mechanically.
Right, I actually think so too, but apparently my chat is saying Stixay does this, but honestly, you'd have to ask him, dude. I don't know, because like if you don't have your fingers on QWER, it's really hard to fight and move your camera. You know what I'm saying?
I fix my camera and then put my fingers on like skills, but it's like not too safe, I guess. Like I can't use skills and camera move at the same time. Like that.
Right. So that would be kind of awkward. But I would say if you want to change it, go for it. But if that's really your kind of style now, then I would say you don't have to change it, right? Okay, the only reason why you need your fingers on these abilities is because you need to say something like, when he ultis, I'm a net sideways. Yeah. Right, and you need to do that at anytime you're prepared for this. Sona's gonna. That's why we have our keys on DNF for flash, right? Well, actually, what are your GNF. Okay, well, anyway, like, honestly, okay, that's kind of weird, but it's the same idea, right? Sona's gonna ulti you, right? So when you're in range of Sona ulti, you have to be ready to flash, right? You're hitting this guy, oh, you gotta flash immediately, right? So if you're moving your camera,
is okay because I can use my summons anytime.
Okay.
It's easy, but the skill, like net in a way.
Right, I would say you should change it if you're having issues when you're moving the camera and then you need to do something. That's when I would take a look at it. But if you say you have no problems, then it's fine. If you think you have problems, I would say use QWER, right? So I have QWER on abilities, right? DNF. This is everything is standard except for trinket on T. Right. That's it. That's the only change I made from default, right? I was like super old school, so when they added like all this extra stuff, I didn't really care. But that's the only change I have, right? Everything is QWER, right? So the idea from what we talked about today, right, is this, right? You're going to practice tour and you do this, okay? Right? The idea is the only time you click on them is when you're in range. So if you click on them like this, that's a mistake, right? If you click on them like this, we need out. Right. So I also turn on indicator to help me with that too. So you can click and run immediately. But if you don't hit them, right, that's fine. right? This is fine to not hit them because we just need to hit them now. That's the window of opportunity when they're trying to last hit minions. It's when you're like chasing and stuff is when there's an issue. So you need to practice this, right? I had this problem for a very long time until Last Shadow or LS saw my mouse movements, was like, what are you doing, right? So when I changed this, it was like really obvious, right? Like the reason why it's so important is because of the what happened in the last fight, right? Is where'd it go? Is where is it? This last fight, remember where the part where right here, this fight, right? This is why it's important, is this part, right? Is you need to click out, otherwise he can find the play on you, right? You're clicking, and if you stand still, it's like you walk, if you walk forward like that, right? That would be the mistake. The default is walk backwards, so we can prevent this, right? Because this is a losing position, right? This is a losing position, so that's why we need to always hit and then walk backwards, right? So we can prevent something like this, right? It's true that we do want to walk forward sometimes, but that's only when you make the conscious decision to do so. Like you saw when Ruler's playing, he was gonna kill that Soraka no matter what, so he walks forward, right? He clicks and walks forward like this, right? But the default is always attack and walk backwards, right? So you're gonna click on them and then you're gonna immediately click back, right? It doesn't matter if you cancel the auto or not, right? You just need to make sure you're getting out, right? So that's the first thing you should work on for mechanics, right? Is this idea. The thing that we wanted to take a look at, or the thing that we could take a look at, is the ability mechanics, right? You need to watch other Caitlyn players, but this is what you're gonna see most common, right? You already know how to do this, right? There's a EQ, whatever, right? This is the other better. I think this is always gonna be better unless the Q is gonna kill them, right? Which is you net trap, right? That's always gonna be good, right? That's always like broken, right? You can even trap in the net, right? Anything like that, right? Trap in net is good too, right? You can even like do something like Q and then put a trap down, but everything in your kit is revolves around putting this thing down. Okay, so if we're fighting and we're not putting it down, that's how we know we might want to take a look at, right? Right, you can even put down 2 traps, right? So if we put down a trap and then net trap, right? How many traps can we put out while auto attacking in between, right? Another one is like, you know, basically get in the habit of putting a trap down, right? That's what I did at first, is because when I saw you fighting, it was the same mistake I did when I was first playing Caitlyn. I never put a trap down. So the first step is put a trap down, right? These spots are good. Anything where there's an environment, right? Along these walls, right? We can even teleport here. This is a great spot, right? This is all what I want to see, right? Instead of a straight line, right? Anything like this. You see these? This is super cancer, because what happens when they click to fight? See this? See that? See us do? He's gonna click on this guy. What's gonna happen? It's so stupid, right? That's what we want to do, right? They're gonna path along this. The game will make them step on it, I promise, right? What they have to do instead is do something like this, right? He wants to click on this guy. He has to stand up here, and then he has to go around and then do that, right? So yeah, anything like this. See this bush? These bushes? He's gonna walk in like this, right? Oh, this is a good one then, right? You see he's pathing through. You put it down here, right? Anything along the corners. That's what I want to see, right?
Yeah.
For your Caitlyn gameplay.
He does this. Yeah, all of the pros does this.
Yeah, like super cancer, right? That's what you want to see. And then obviously, you know, oh, this is like the basic nets, right? But honestly, these aren't even that important. You're not going to see this most of the time, right? This stuff where you just net over the wall. But the real important idea for damage is traps and not missing. When do you Q? When you can't miss. You watch any of these Caitlyn players on YouTube, and they are never going to use this unless it's in lane, the other guy's last hitting, right? Or they can't miss, right? Stepped on a trap, bam, you Q first because they can't move, right? Or you're going to do a net, so they're slowed and they can't move, right? Anything like that. But you can't use it unless you know you're going to hit it, right? That's why it's always better to net trap. Because remember on that Nasus, when you're trying to EQ Nasus, if you miss the net, you're not gonna hit this. But if you do something like this, you can't miss trap, right? You literally can't miss trap, right? And you need to put down traps down as fast as possible, anyways, right? So that's the idea. Is on fighting for Caitlyn, get in the habit of auto attack and then trap, right? So if we go back here, not only do we have this auto attack run back, right? We also have auto attack trap run back, right? Or auto attack trap run back, or a trap auto run back, right? Anything like that. right? Is what you want. Always, literally always. It will be super obvious when you need to go forward. I do not need to teach you that. Like it will be so obvious. You will instinctively do it, right? But yeah, this is the habit you want to get into. Okay, is you're putting traps down and you're running back, right? That's how you're supposed to. That's how you're supposed to fight. If you're not sure you're gonna hit your Q, right? You do your net trap. Okay, so this is what you do in practice tool. You just run back. Yeah, it's super boring. You do this 1,000 times, it's habit, right? I don't even need to think about this, and it's already in, right? I'm even doing like movements like this, where you're clicking super close, right? If you watch Deft, he does this, right? Which is he wants to walk here, but you get hit by skill shot if you run in a straight line, right? He wants to walk here, he's gonna get hit by skill shot. So you can do something like this, right? Where you're not sure where he's gonna go to, and then he can dodge at will, right? He doesn't even have to think. He sees the skill shot going upwards, he can just dodge down because his mouse is already there. Right, that's the idea. Is that your mouse is already there. So I think what we're seeing for you is where it's like something like this, and then by the time you realize you need to go, you've already been hit. Right. I think is the problem. So this is how you fix that. Right.
Okay. So when I should start play Caitlyn, like should I play it on flex or something, or just practice tooling is enough and watching both?
Oh no, you jump straight into rank, dude. That's how you learn. You what's it called? Hit the ground running, right? You play against normals, you're not gonna learn it. Well, yeah, you play in flex though. Flex is like normals. Come on, right? Flex is like it's just like I don't know what's going on. It's like you do this, and then he dies, and you won't have known it was not supposed to be what's going on, right? Like you didn't know that EQ on the guy, like on someone who's full HP wasn't good. You need to save it, right? You need to save it. And you're only gonna know that when you get punished, right, in game, or when you see someone else do it, right? You wait until the last moment, and then oh shit, EQ and they die, right? But if you EQ first, then there's nothing to surprise them with. Right. So that's kind of the idea. You just keep playing ranked, right? But remember that this mechanical stuff, right? All this Caitlyn specific stuff comes second to the game theory that you know, right? You need to make sure that we're not dying to gank, or the matchup is correct. Honestly, you play the matchup really well. It was only Thresh that tried to do some crazy stuff, right? So I think you played that really well. It was just the gank, right? If they come at you, right? So we're up in this spot. If Nas is coming at you, right? He comes out of this bush. This is warded. We just use our Q, right? How do we run? We run like this, and then put this down. Put this down. He withers us. He can't get us.
Yeah.
That's it. We're out. We're out. We made it out. And then now we have to go clear this wave, and then we go do Krugs, right? So that's the idea, is you have to have your game plan, right? Oh, Talon comes out, right? Talon's coming over this wall. We're going to do something like this, and then we're going to net and then trap, right? We can even trap ourselves. You can do something crazy like we're going to stand away from the wall, and then we're going to do like, oh, we're going to trap along our way out, right? Something like that. But that's the general idea, is that you have to have something. Right? Oh, it's a Thresh. We're gonna trap this, and then we got a flash or something. I don't know, but we can even do something like if you're getting super advanced, you do this, right? Nasus is coming out, right? Okay, we're pushing here. Nasus is coming out. Oh, I made a mistake. He's gonna run through. Just kidding, right? Just kidding. You just close that gap immediately. So, but the thing is, you need to have an idea in place. Right, is that you want to push or whatever, you didn't know how you get out, right? And then the only time when you don't need an escape plan is, oh, we're gonna win this fight because my jungle's sitting here, right? Then your priorities change, right? But that's the idea. I think you need to take a look at where your team is at on the map, because when they have more people, you need to run. And I think that was the biggest issue, I think, from your gameplay, was just every time you died, they got a big advantage and you lost time to get money. Right, I think that was the biggest problem. And the second biggest problem was, the mechanics part, where we're using our abilities ineffectively. But the thing that I hope you most, this is what I hope you most, okay? Traps between auto attacks and then net trap, okay? That's the thing that I hope you most. You only use Q when you can hit them, right? Otherwise, you use it on minions. So that's like the quick mechanics, the quick fix, right? Auto attack, run back, and then trap spam, right? Right, trap spam. I don't care if your traps are good at first. You just need to get in the habit of putting them down, because that was my problem too. I was like I couldn't find the time to put it down. So put it down before you hit someone. Right. But But yeah, those the two mechanical ideas. I think you take a look at this run back always. Okay, run back always. You need to run this way. You go like this. You want to hit this guy that's far away. You can't click on him. He's too far away, right? You go like this, right? Until you're in range. Okay. And then in terms of the other stuff, it's just make sure you're not dying to ganks. I think we can take a look at the other game to see if we're seeing the same things for game knowledge.
Yes, I think so. I will die the ganks, I think.
Yeah, remember, that's the first priority. The reason why you pick Caitlyn is, yes, we can dominate lane, but if we die to gank, then this part of our Caitlyn play doesn't matter, right? Because we're just dying to gank anyways, right? We pick it so that we can get a different kind of advantage, right? Oh, why do we pick Twitch? We're going to scale and assassinate people, right? But if we die to ganks, or if we don't do our mid-game strategy where we get farm, none of it matters because we can't do what we wanted anyways. Right, so all this basic stuff has to be in place first, right? So, I guess let's take a look at this because I think you're saying you want to play Caitlyn, right?
Yeah, I think it's broken.
All right. So, let's definitely take a look at this. We'll ignore all the mechanical stuff we see, right? Because we already know, right? We already know. You already know that that's what you need to work on. So, we'll take a look at the other stuff, right? Oh my God.
This lane is actually sprout all good.
Look at this. Oh, this is really good. Cute. Like, you already know. It's really obvious, right? It's really obvious that it's a good usage, right? This is 10 out of 10. You cannot miss, or basically they're slowed or CC'd, whatever reason you have, you can't miss. That's a good time to use it, right? And of course, we're seeing the whole idea of when you auto attack them, you gotta run, right? Like that. That's very good. You gotta do it every time. I think I saw the first time you hit Alistar, we didn't do that, but that's the idea, right? Okay, we're getting in danger mode because we did not poke them hard enough, so we're gonna die to Alistar level 3 probably. Oh, level 2 even, right? Oh, he's dead. So you gotta run. You need okay, Q to the face. If you land that, you're gonna win. Oh my God, he didn't flash. Oh my God, you're gonna win. Okay, kill his ass. Oh, holy shit! If he had flashed that, the only thing he had to do is flash that. Oh no, yeah. They're sad. And he flashes nothing, right? So he's gonna die. And you hit 3. Very nice traps, right? But the first trap was kind of weird, right? This is like more Caitlyn specific stuff that I feel like we shouldn't get into, but against melee champions, you trap the person they're going on, right? So most of the time it's gonna be yourself, right? But here it'd be like anything like this, right? Along this wall or anything. Remember, along the wall and stuff like that, right? But yeah, good fight. You guys should not have won that all in, but I think they really screwed up there. Right? It's really lucky, but I think you guys are gonna still in danger, even though you guys got the kill, right? Oh, still in danger, right? You still lose all in, so he's gonna die for sure. You can't screw this one up, right? No way you can screw this one up. Oh, what? You trapped the okay, this is a really good trap. Let's check this out. You already put down the traps, so maybe it's just in the late game fights where that's happening, right? But you actually saved karma somehow. That was disgusting. So yeah, honestly, that was exactly what I was. That's exactly what we want, is putting traps down in fights, right? Now I'll just do that for the late game, too. Do that for the late game too, and that's I think the only thing you need to look at for, well, one of the big things you need to look at for Caitlyn fights. But you can do that already here, right? Oh my God, you got shit on. Okay, nice. Push this out, right? So everything's pretty good. Oh, he's gonna try and do something again. Oh, nice trap. Oh, EQ combo. Okay. Is there a better way to do this?
I don't know, E trap, I guess.
Okay, I'll say E trap is probably better. You can also do the only reason why EQ combo doesn't work is because it didn't kill him. All right, so other things you can do are trap in front of you, right? So you can trap, auto attack, and then put a trap down Q. He's going to combo you, so you can flash out. He steps on the trap, you kill him, right? Anything like that. This is why we say don't use EQ, because this is a noob trap, right? This is a winning position, so you can kill this guy. The only way we die is we get comboed, right? So you have flash for combo, you always win, right? So you can kill him. I would say don't worry about that, right? You can kill him, just don't worry about it. Not really something you need to worry about, right? Like you can get the challenger without capitalizing on this, okay? Because I got the challenger without doing stuff like that, okay? So you don't need to do anything like that. Just make sure we got the basics covered, like not dying to all in or gank or something like that. I don't know. Oh shit, maybe you can save him. Okay, good trade. You can kill this Gragas too, maybe.
Yeah, I tunnel vision through.
No. This is fine. I think this is fine. The only problem was the traps, right? Remember, trap on their this is not along the wall. Along the wall. Okay. You already know. I'm happy you're getting the traps down though. So that's very good. Oh, you're chasing though. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's kind of awkward. Okay, so we died to this guy because we kind of chased, right?
Can I actually talk about what goes in my mind right now?
Yeah.
I level up here when I kill Alistar, and I look at my mana. I have like 100 mana here. First I had 90 mana, then I have 100 mana, and I can't actually control R to level up my skill. I can't use it. I need to level up my R with my mouse because of my keybindings.
Oh my god!
Right now I'm thinking about should I use like control R or upgrade with my ult? Oh, never mind. I don't have mana. Like I tunnel vision super hard here on Tristan. I don't even see Gragas here. I actually don't see Gragas here. Like this is super
wow.
I could ult.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. If we want to talk about tunnel vision, I think we gave you a lot of things to think about and different things you can work on every day, right? But let's say you want to focus on tunnel visioning. Okay. So this is what I call. So you know how we have map awareness. You check the map every time you want to do something, right? This is called team fight awareness. So I kind of created this idea when every time I died to anything like TP behind me. That was very, very relevant like a year ago, right? So I would always die to this when I was doing my challenger games when TP behind, right? And these kind of fights, or Talon from the side, right? Those are very Duskblade times was very prevalent for that, right? Like the Kha'Zix, Rengar, all this stuff. So what you do is instead of before you do something, you look at the map. Before you hit anyone, you look at where everyone is.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to work on team fight awareness, you say before you hit anyone or after someone dies or anything like that, you look at where everyone is. You just right click this guy, right? And you spend your time looking at everything.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, oh, okay, mid's missing, top just died. We see Gragas here. Can we follow up? No. Okay, you start hitting this guy. Right. That's the mindset. And then same thing again. You're hitting this guy. Team fight awareness. Oh shit. Ryze is here. We gotta leave. Right. So that's kind of this is kind of how you work on it is like think about it this way, right? How much concentration do you need to right click Tristana?
None at all.
0, right? Same thing. Okay, you know, just because it's early game, late game you need a lot of concentration, right? But let's say this was a tank and he had no cooldowns. You can spend that whole time you're using to right click him to look at something else. Right? What's your next move? Oh, maybe we can trap this over here for Gragas, right? Maybe we can walk this way. Yeah, maybe we can trap this spot over here, or maybe we can trap on the stun, right? Flash trap, anything like that. I don't know, but the idea is that you need to, if you want to work on team fight awareness, you say before you hit anyone, you look at the team fight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the idea. So you know, it seems like you really want to work on this idea, so that's how you do it. Anytime you're in a fight, you say it's too hard to work on two things at the same time. Right, so you say, okay, the only thing we're gonna look at is putting down traps and looking where everyone is. Okay, that's all you care. That's all you care about, right? And then if you die, like, oh, so you're getting engaged on and stuff like that, we'll say that's okay for now because you're working on something else, right? But you're just making sure that everything is being leveled up, if that makes any sense, right? Everything is getting better until you can like think about all of it at the same time, right? That's the idea. But if you want to work on team fight awareness, that's what you do. Before you hit anyone, you look at where everyone is. Okay, that's super important. League is not about, you know, how much maximum theoretical damage you can dish out, but rather how do you put yourself in a position where no matter what they do, you win.
Yeah.
Right. And they're doing the exact same thing to you. Right. So, you know, team fight awareness is about making sure that you're not getting caught by their trick or whatever it is. Right. So yeah, it's very good that you're like, let's run away. You have no flash. You're gonna die to alley combo, right? It could even be like Tristana slow into ally combo. They can do a lot of things now, right? So very good that you're playing safe. This is very good. So I don't know what happened that first game, but oh shit. Okay, we're gonna lose this one, right? They're all in, right? So you guys are gonna lose. You guys, okay, it's okay, not the worst, but what happened to this Q, right? We know that you need to be able to reliably hit it, so only on slows and when they can't dodge, right? So this is just too far away. You could have done on the slow, but it's too late, so it's fine. Another way you can do it is out of vision, but I think you know that, right? That's kind of an obvious one. Well, that's a very clean one. Oh, on Jack stun is really good. Oh no, what happened here? Yeah, you can keep. This is the ideal time to Q, right? Something like that. But it's fine, honestly. Auto attacks is fine too, right? Traps, very nice. But yeah, it really does seem like you're tunnel visioning, right? You're just like you're only gonna right click Tristana no matter what, right? You have better options here, I think, than just right click. Because they can combo you, he can headbutt you, Gragas can ulti. There's a lot of things that can stop you from auto attacking, but there's nothing to stop you from hitting this guaranteed Q, right? Or guaranteed traps, right? That's why traps in, the traps and the Q on a stun target is super important because it unbeatable, basically, literally unbeatable. So yeah, unless they have like flash or something, I don't know. Oh, okay, we die because combo, right? Yeah, you're just gonna die here, so. There's no way out. There's literally no way out. So, wait, why does she have to flash? She doesn't have jump? That's weird. Yeah, but there's no way to survive, right? So, in this case, it's what would you say?
I actually knew I was gonna dove here, but I don't know. I was just stubborn to get farm, I guess.
Yeah, this is 1v2, and you don't know what Gragas is. It's like, yo, I doubt he's running straight to you, but maybe he might be. You know, this guy did. So this is just the hole in your. Oh, he did run straight there. Holy shit. Yeah, he did run straight, but so the real idea behind our gameplay right now is on a theoretical level, we need to not give up free kills. That's what I think. Is that we need to make sure we're not giving up free stuff to the enemy because it's impacting your farm, it's impacting the game because they're gonna take that and go somewhere else, right? That's the biggest issue beyond all this mechanical stuff, right? Before anything else happens, this is like the big idea we need to look at. Right, like doing all this mechanical stuff will get you the edge in Masters Challenger, but if we can't do any of the stuff before, it's like we might be donezo right before then. So that's the idea.
I'm actually aware of them, so I think mechanical stuff. Yeah, these mistakes are actually really big. But for example, what should I have done instead of like not stay under my third? Like
okay, let's see.
My second third, or
okay, let's see what happened here. So I think you guys had a fight because they started dragon, or no, Jax found a fight. Okay, 3v3, you guys win. Sure, you kill them. You take this time to dragon, right? And then you base, right? And then you come bot, and then oh, Karma's not here. You ward your jungle and you leave. Cause what's the worst case scenario?
Gragas coming.
Yeah, Gragas, you run straight through. I honestly don't think he's here because you see these triple wards. Right, but maybe he went through Tribush and then he jumped over the wall, right? Something like that. So you need to avoid this bush at the very least, right? But you have to wait because Karma kind of screwed up, right? Karma's not here. So the reason why you're getting punished is because she spent that time trying to help mid. You see this? She spent that time trying to help mid. So Rise is gonna lose something. You're gonna lose something. But it turns out Rise basically didn't lose anything. You lost more. So that was bad play by Karma. But you just have to not stay, right? Because you get dove. This could even be, let's say, this could be any champion. Honestly, it could be Lulu, right? You still die. It could be Jenna. You still get dove, right? Caitlyn loses all in, right? She's not a all in champ. So you're gonna lose if you can't catch or poke. We couldn't do either. So this is just no way. This is any dual combination with any jungler and you die here, right? So the idea here is that you just have to not do anything. You just need to not die. That's your job, right? Because if you die, oh sorry, what were you saying?
I usually get frustrated not doing anything. Like when my support leaves for roam, when they like Tristana start all in lane, not doing anything. Like I feel frustrated. Like I'm not doing anything. I'm losing on farm experience. But yeah, it's
This is the way you think about it, is that it's not that you're not doing anything, but rather we're trading our advantage bot for an advantage somewhere else. Let's say your Blitzcrank is roaming, right? So you cannot farm bot, right? So you're standing here trying to get XP, trying to not get dive. Blitzcrank gets a kill top. What happens?
It's too short when I don't dive.
Right, you're winning position if you stay alive. This is winning, right? Because Blitzcrank got your Fiora ahead. Fiora's winning the game. You guys are winning the game. So if you stay alive, you might be down 20 CS, but Fiora won. Fiora won the game, right? Fiora won the game for you guys by scaling, right? So and then Blitzcrank goes mid, gets another kill, and then you stay under your second tier tower. Okay, solo lanes are winning, jungle's winning, because now jungle's gonna run in there and then invade, right? So our job is to make sure that when the enemy top laner dies to a gank, dies to 2v1, we don't die to 2v1. Right, that's the idea. Is a team play. Is a team game. Is a team kind of play. Right. So that's kind of the idea. And then it's like, oh, if the blitz gank doesn't work out, it's not our fault. But we have to now. It's like, how do we not get punished even harder? Right. It's like a jungle ganks a lane. It doesn't get anything. We have to make like jungle ganks top. Right. They don't get anything top. Then their enemy jungle is coming bot. We have to make sure the same thing happens. They don't get anything bot. Otherwise, we're losing. The team is losing, right? That's kind of how it works. It's not that we're not doing anything, but we're trying to accomplish our goals as a team, right? So yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. But that is the right way to play. Is just make sure you don't die, right? Number one is don't die, right? So I think that's something we could work on. Is it's not that we're getting caught by engage or anything like that. It's just that when there are more people, they just go at us, and then we are staying too far out. Right, the thing is what happened literally every time. So definitely take a look at the map and see if they have more people or not. Like if they're coming, you gotta leave. Okay, this is a fight going on mid. We think we can help. Okay, this is easy if they dive. Oh, okay, they didn't dive. Sure, it couldn't help. I think that's fine. Whatever, you put it clear mid. YouTube. What the heck? What? You see this? What happened? What? He didn't go over the wall. Wow.
Nice work.
Wow. So if you're standing next to the wall, he can't go through. Wait, I didn't think.
Is it like that? I don't know.
Is that a bug?
I think
interesting.
It's a bug. Yeah, I think it's a bug.
Interesting. I always thought he followed you. Interesting. But yeah, okay, you go help, free kill, very nice. So what goes wrong in this game besides the 2 deaths already? Right, because notice how we're down the 40 CS that we need.
Yeah.
Right. So the idea behind Caitlyn is that perfect farm. You're a fortress. They can't push you in. You're never gonna die, and then you kill them when they step on a trap, because they will step on a trap at this rank, right? Oh, we're died here. Okay, how do we know that this is not good?
We don't see their bot though.
Right. So when you see this, you need to run. Right. So I think we just keep pathing this way. We die. Right. So oh my God, we're alive.
Still not.
Yeah, still not good though, right? So the idea here is it's the same thing as let's say Zed roams bot and then team flames Ziggs for not following Zed. Doesn't make sense. How can Ziggs face check Zed? Same thing. When you have missing people on the map, they have to be literally anywhere they could be. They could be right here, but you put the word down. So the next spot is this pixel bush. She words that. Oh, you see them? Okay, now you have to play like they're there, right? So I don't know what to say except I think you do tunnel a little bit on. You need to hit this guy, right? So I think you should get closer and reevaluate. That should be your thought process. It's not that we need to hit this guy, but rather we're gonna come help this, but we don't have to hit this guy, right? Because you have to hit these guys instead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of the idea there. Also, this also looked a little bit dicey because their top laner has TP maybe. So even though he may not have ulti, he could like maybe TP to this fight. You guys could be in danger. So you always want to play safe, right? Your job as an AD carry is to do what?
Like
in the mid game.
Auto attack whenever I can, and of course stay safe.
Right, stay safe and hit the closest guy. But in the mid game, you want to make money. Right, safety and money is what you're looking for. So I think we're not really safe here, right? It's better to push mid until you can see where they all are, right, or something like that, right? So think for you, you just have issues when they're off screen and then they come gank you and you die. I think that's our problem, really. One of our problems. Okay, you can't help this, right? How do you know you can't help this? It's just, it looks like they're dead. They're done. Nothing you can do. Yeah, they're just done. So you need to leave. Okay, good. Dragon's gone. You can't stop that. That's fine. Clear mid. Sure. You can even push mid. Okay. Get red. So far, the last few minutes have been pretty good in terms of we're getting the money we need, right? The fights have been kind of dicey, but let's fast forward. What's going on here? Oh, Jax dies. You can't really do anything about that. He's just dead. You need Quinn to push top before you guys do anything, so that's not your fault. You can stop this Baron, though, since you didn't die. Oh, where's your whole team? Why is Karma bot? Oh, they're trying to kill Gragas.
Yeah.
Oh. Do they have Smite? They don't have Smite. Wait, you can win this.
Yeah, I tried to do this.
Oh! Okay, nice try. Okay, nice try. That's not really your fault.
And
we know that hitting tower is questionable unless you have a good reason, right? It could be, honestly, it doesn't have to be Rise. It could be TP and you die here, right? TP Kled ult, doesn't matter. So you know you just die here, right? You know don't hit the tower. I think we saw that last game too. But so the big issues were giving away the advantages early game, right? And then I think we just died to tower, so it made the game really dicey.
I actually drove the king.
I think you guys win this. How's this? How do you guys lose? Oh, you're walking too close. Oh, okay, he didn't combo you. Free damage on Kled. Right, so this is where the mechanics thing would come in. Okay, so this is where the mechanics would come in handy, right? Because you're running forward instead of back, like we discussed, right? So yeah, so it's like that's the idea, is that you always click behind you, okay? Every time you auto attack, right? So really, you guys are losing team fights because of that, but it was looking really good up until then. So those are the really core ideas, okay? The idea that we're not giving up any random kills when they have more people on our side of the map, right? And then this mechanics idea, you hit them and run away, okay? That's pretty much the core parts of your gameplay, I think, that we can take a look. But yeah, besides that, I don't think there's anything new here that we saw that we could work on, right? It was all the same thing. So that's good, at least, right? It's not like completely different playstyle or anything like that. So it looks very similar.
We hit the points we need to hit, I think.
Yes, exactly. And it's very interesting to note how in lane you were very good at putting traps down, but in team fights in the mid game, late game, there are no traps.
Yeah, because like the map is large.
Really? Yeah. It's really interesting. So, where are some traps do you think would be good here at this tower defense?
Like 5 traps here, maybe. Or
anything like along this wall, next to the tower.
Okay.
Anything like that. Right, corners, do anything like this, right? They're gonna dive, you're gonna beat them, right? So that's the idea. So definitely spam those traps down on this. Okay, you don't have to do this wall thing. That's really a noob trap a lot of the time. Okay, you don't really see this in OCS because they have specific reason, right? They don't want the AD carry to hit the tower or anything like that. In solo queue, you're just trying to make sure that the game doesn't implode. So don't walk up to put those down. Don't worry about that. Just do the terrain stuff we talked about, right? And then you definitely click back after your auto attack. That's literally the only reason why you're dying. Look at this, right? That's literally the only reason why you're like walking forward. So definitely something to look at. But beyond that, I think
that's actually
I think we pretty much covered everything. Right?
Yeah,
so I would say if you're looking to improve and make these a habit, and you can't, focus on all these things at the same time, definitely do this mechanic is number one. And then number 2 is the making sure we're not dying to ganks, right? Don't even worry about, poking with Caitlyn. You don't have to do any of that, okay? Let's say, for example, they have a Nami. You can't poke with Caitlyn anyways, right? You're probably going to get traded on and you lose that. So really your main focus is not dying and farm. Okay, so we saw you did really well when you're like back pinging, Alistar's coming, but then, half the time we still die to it, right? Yeah. So those 2 priorities is the CS and the not dying. Don't worry about Caitlyn's strengths. You don't need to do any of that yet, right? Literally only in Challenger and above is when you start putting that to really good use, right? Like they pick Twitch, you need to punish him, right? But I think we have bigger fish to fry since we're dying to ganks and stuff. And then the third priority, right? First after this clicking back. Second after not dying to map awareness ganks. The third is making sure putting nets down, traps down in a fight. That's it.
Corners.
Those three things I think are the core of what I think you should work on. And before you or after you play a few games, watch some of these. Right? Yeah. We'll see. We actually can't really see where he's clicking, but did you notice what he just did right here? When he clicked on this, look at that. He ran back immediately. You see that? It doesn't even matter that they're so far away or they have no HP. That's the habit you need to make. When every single AD carrier in the world can do this, that's when you know.
I always watch watts, but I don't look at the mechanics part. I think. Like,
right.
I always watch Challenger watts on Korea, but yeah,
Me too. I had no idea until it was pointed out to me. So, definitely a very helpful thing you can look at. You see, you have no idea what he's gonna do, right? I have no idea. If I'm playing Xayah, I'm like, wait, what? How do I get close without getting hit, right? Even like fake auto attacks. You see that? That's the idea we're talking about. Is that no matter what, you're gonna click back. So yeah, definitely something to take a look at. But those are the core points I think that you can work on. So, any last questions?
No, thank you. Sorry for keeping you way too long.
Dude, no worries, no worries. I'm always glad to help you make sure we're not like missing anything, right? I don't want anyone to leave without, oh shit, we forgot to cover this, or maybe we didn't, go through this thoroughly enough and we're giving him the wrong things to work on. So, don't worry about any kind of time constraint or anything like that. Just make sure you let me know how you're doing, and if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Sound good?
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good. Hope to see you get to Masters/Challenger. Turkey. I could say that my student's doing well. Yeah. Other than that, good luck in your games. Let me know how they go.
You too, man. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You too.